All right, another band performance there from Earth Cry. You are enough. Those are the words from the valedictorian of the 2020 graduating class of the University of the West Indies, Dr. Shamara Roden, to her fellow graduates. And she joins us now to tell us more about that experience and the extraordinary year that was. Good morning, Doc. Thank you for joining us. And congratulations to you.
Thank you.
You did it. You did it. What a year for you and your cohort of graduates. You said the class of 2020 embodies the characteristics of a willow. It was author Robert Jordan who said, "The oak fought the wind and was broken. The willow bent when it must and survived." Pandemic bent you, you said, but you all survived. Tell me a little bit about 2020, the year that was, and how you guys were bent.
Okay, so especially for the medical class, we had to stop going into the hospitals, and now we were only online doing online classes. Even examinations were now online, and it was not what we are used to. It definitely bent us.
So hold
It
on.
definitely.
How does a med student do classes online? Don't you have to
That shows you how much it bent us.
So how did you do your practicals and stuff?
Okay, so we were actually for the 2020 class, we were in our last rotation before we got to our final exams. So our practical was actually online. So we had our examiner would ask us questions online. We would take the history online. We were trying as much as possible to put it in an online format. Whilst there wasn't a patient there in front of us and we couldn't actually do what we normally do, but the examination section tried as much as possible to simulate what we would normally do in the real time. So it bent us.
Wow. I'm glad you guys aren't walking with a walking stick, because that's some serious bending, lady. I'm glad you guys have straightened up since. What about your counterparts? Because not everybody's in med, obviously. What was the kind of feedback you were getting from the other folks in the other faculties about how challenging this year was for them?
All right, the year was really challenging because one, we had to ensure that we had a compatible device. Then we needed internet access, we needed data, we needed some form of way to connect. And then you had your difficulties just trying to learn how to use the different formats that they gave us, so BB Collab and things like that. So yes, everyone had their own challenges, but I must say that different parts of UWI really stood up to the test. So even the guild and everyone else who provided tablets for our students, even Digicel and Flow who provided zero-rated data for us to access our online classes, we are absolutely grateful for these mediums because we could not have survived without them, right? So it was really trying to get a device, then having internet access, then going to your classes, then trying to be disciplined and trying, as I remember even Travis Rowe, which is the other valedictorian, said in his speech that we had to get used to hearing dogs barking and yang bikes in the background, right? Which was really true. So we had to adapt, and that was difficult, but we did, and that's why I'm really proud of our class. We adapted and we survived.
I mean, getting a degree generally is a big deal and something to be very proud of. How much more special does it feel to get your degree in a year like this? Because I think maybe due to the pressure and some of the constraints, some folks would not have made it.
Yes, and unfortunately, some of our counterparts didn't, but we do salute them. We encourage them to continue going forward. We know that they'll be joining us next year. But how did we do it? Oh boy, I can't even explain.
Well, it means you're tough. I mean, times are tough, but you guys are obviously tougher. And I want to use that to segue into the next question about how does this shape your outlook now on what happens now that you've graduated? I mean, people are going out to look for jobs, which is going to be tough. Some people are going to try and create their own. which is going to be tough. What has 2020 taught you, or what lessons are you taking out of that tough year to move you into the next phase of your lives?
Okay, so yes, this degree is very special. The lessons that I'm taking from 2020 is to be disciplined and also to be strategic. And your strategy also needs to be able to adapt to whatever is going on around you. Because I remember even when COVID hit Jamaica, and then immediately we were not allowed in the hospitals anymore, and we had to change how we were going to study. So I had to change my whole study timetable that I had planned going straight up to final exams, right? And I had to adapt. I had to become disciplined in my own home. I had to know that, okay, I need to get up early, just like how I would get up to go to school. And I had to ensure that I was around my laptop by 8 o'clock, right? And it's school time. Even though you're home, it's school time, right? When you get the little break, okay, break and come back. It's school time. We had to be disciplined. So that's the lesson that I'm taking from 2021, from 2020 into
Yes, we don't finish 2020. Come, Shamara, take time. Come back. And so your word to, you guys are finished now, but your word to the class of 2021, because, you know, you guys are out, but them still into it. And they're going through now, they're on their last leg. A word to them, and a word to all the students really, Doc, who are struggling at whatever level in the face of this panoramic, whatever they want to call it, pandemic, all sorts of things they're calling it. What is your word to them to kind of help, you know, encourage?
Okay, I think my word is actually going to be from my speech, that they are enough. They need to be confident that they are equipped, they are necessary, they're occupied with their own goals, their own visions, their own plans. They are unique in their own way, and that they have to always remember to be grateful and humble, because the word of God does say, you know, be anxious for nothing, but with prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving. Right? So we must always be thankful, and then we must always be humble. Proverbs teaches us that, right? So I want to remind those that are still there that you are enough. Anything that you're going to face, any exam that you're going to do, whatever you need to do to complete your time at the University of the West Indies, or even if you're at another university or in high school and you have CSEC and CAPE coming up, understand that you are enough. Whatever you are going to face, you are enough for it. But ensure that you're going to be disciplined, you're going to be dedicated, you're going to be diligent to your work, because faith without works is dead. So you better do your part, right? God can do his part, but you better do your part. So even though you are enough for it, understand that you have a part to play in this. You have to be strategic, you have to set your goals, and you will achieve all that you want to achieve. You'll probably even exceed it as well.
Doc sound like she's gonna be pastoring in her time when she's not on the ward. What is your next move now, Shamara?
Okay, so I want to complete my internship at the Maypen Hospital, and then I'll be looking to do my senior house officer year. But after that, I'd like to specialize in obstetrics and gynecology, because my passion is maternal health, and I really look forward to helping patients who are high risk mothers in terms of getting their pregnancies to term and having bouncing babies.
Oh, beautiful. God bless you. Thank you so much, my love, and congrats to you and to the class of 2020. Y'all did not break. You bent, but you did not break.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Valedictorian of the 2020 graduating class of the University of the West Indies, Dr. Shamara Roden. Resilient set of young people. We're proud of them. Still to come, what does it mean to grow apart from your partner? Also going to look at the work of a young visual artist. But first, News in 5 is next with Shem.